A couple of times lately, people have asked me what my story is, how I started running. I've mentioned some of this in my videos before, but I figured it'd be a good topic for today's video. As a kid, I was always running around. I loved playing sports like basketball, soccer. As a teenager, I started running, but I would do short distances. At the end of my street was a train station with a big field around it. I would run to one crossing to cross the tracks, run around, cross back at the next crossing. That was probably like a mile. After a while, I would build it up to going around twice, but after a couple of weeks, I would just stop running. A few months later, I would start again for just a couple of weeks, but never did more than just a couple of miles.
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
In my 20s, I moved to California. I would sometimes go out running there, but spend most of my time partying instead of running. In my 30s, I moved back to the Netherlands and got back to playing basketball and indoor soccer. Although a great way to stay in shape, it's not the same as running, and it was really tough on my knees. In 2016, I was at a birthday party where I met someone who told me she was training for a half marathon in Disneyland Paris. Now, I had recently stopped playing soccer, so I thought it'd be a good challenge for me to prove to myself that I could run a half marathon. And seeing that it was through Disneyland, that seemed like a really fun thing to do. So I signed up and I started training. I started with a route of almost 3K that I would run over and over again to see if it would get easier. And eventually it did. Then I started building up 1 kilometer at a time until I got to 10K. I ran that for a couple of weeks, but then I ran out of time. Maybe did 12K once or twice, but I had the half marathon coming up already. I ran the half marathon thinking, if I can run 10K or 12K, all I have to do is keep running to get to that finish. And I did. I ran the half marathon in 1 hour and 41 minutes. But I couldn't walk for 2 days. I didn't really put in the work that I should have in training, but I got to the finish. I had a bit of a head start from playing soccer, but still, I should have been prepared more. A lot of people say that it has to be in your genes or that their body type is not made for running. Now, some of this might play a part, but if you put in the work, you will perform better. And it's true, maybe some need to put in more work than others to get to the same result, but if you keep at it, you will get better. Now, I don't know if it's a genetic thing or not, but my grandfather on my dad's side, he was a long distance runner. This is him in a 25K race that he ran in 1947. He ran it in 1 hour and 35 minutes and he came in first. My dad used to run a little bit as well, but not marathons or anything. And just because my grandpa could run 25K in 1 hour and 35 minutes doesn't mean I didn't have to work at it. I started out running under 3K over and over again just to get better at that before I could get to that half marathon. I had to work to get to that half marathon. Now, my plan for the half marathon was to prove that I could do it, and that would be that. But it got me hooked. I enjoyed it so much that I just couldn't wait to do it again, and I signed up to run in Orlando at Disney World for the Star Wars Dark Side races. While I was training for that, I signed up for a lot of fun races in Holland to keep me motivated in running. So I found some fun run events like the Urban Trails and the Safari Run. After running the Star Wars races, I just got hooked even more. I never had the desire to run a marathon, but now I got to a point where I thought I wanted to train for a marathon to see if I could do that. Seeing that the Disney races are my favorite races, I figured what better place to run a marathon than in Disney World. So I signed up for the marathon. When I first heard about the Dopey Challenge, I thought these people are insane. They're running 5K, 10K, a half marathon, and then a full marathon 4 days in a row. That's just crazy. But seeing that I was running the marathon there, and I just can't get enough of the Disney races, I figured I had to do the Dopey Challenge. So I signed up for Dopey. I still think you have to be insane, but I just joined in on the insanity. When I started training for the Dopey Challenge, I started watching YouTube videos of runners that had run the races in Orlando. The videos that really stood out for me were the ones by Gerald Reznick, RezRuns. They were well made and he put a lot of effort into them. Plus it showed me what I had to look forward to. I had tried to film some of my runs before, even my training runs, but it was always very shaky and not very pleasant to watch. I think I hadn't used my GoPro for almost a year, except for on vacation to film in the water. I've always been filming and taking photographs, and now I saw a great combination with the running. So I got myself a gimbal and I started this channel. I wanted to document these races for myself, but also to show other people how much fun some of these races are. And not just the Disney races, but the urban trails and all the other fun races in special locations that I run at. So I decided to run all the urban trails this year, and I try to find as many fun runs that I can run in and make a nice video out of. Disneyland Paris is where this all started for me, and I love the races there. I did 36K there last year, and I can't wait to run 36K again this year. I'm more trained now, better prepared, and able to enjoy things even more, I think. This year will be the first time that I'm filming my runs though, so I'm excited for that. Also, through the Disney races, I've met a lot of really cool people, and a bunch of them will be in Paris this year, so that makes it even more fun. Next year, I have some races planned, like the Big 5 Marathon in South Africa, and I'm hoping to get into the London Marathon. Of course, I'll be running Disneyland Paris again, but that'll be my only Disney race next year. 2020, I'm going back for Dopey. I loved running that this year, and I can't wait to do it again. But with all the other races coming up next year, I have to skip a year. Before, I kept seeing the next challenge as the end goal, as in, once I've done that, I'm done. But now, I just want to keep running. I want to keep doing more races. I want to keep making more videos, keep motivating. I want to keep finding new challenges. And as long as I'm having a lot of fun doing this, I will continue to just get out there and run.